This is the JJO Morning Show podcast with Johnny and D. Listen, rate, subscribe.
So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. I'm a leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back.
People on their way to the airport going,
I know, dude.
is that live coverage of an airplane falling out of the sky?
Okay, air traffic controllers at Newark Liberty International Airport lost communications with planes under their control, unable to see, hear, or talk to them last week. The April 28th incident led to multiple employees going on trauma leave.
And where's this at?
Newark.
Newark, yeah, I saw.
Contributing to hundreds of delayed flights. More than 150 flights were canceled on Monday alone. The airport, one of New York's busiest hubs, has been grappling with staff shortages for more than a week.
Yeah.
U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said on Monday that contact with air traffic was lost for 30 seconds, but it did not mean the planes were going to crash. Primary communication line went down, the backup line didn't fire, and so for 30 seconds we lost contact with air traffic. Now, were planes going to crash? No, they have communication devices, but it's a sign that we have a frail system in place and it has to be fixed. No kidding, we've been talking about this for a long time. The FAA also acknowledged in a statement that our antiquated air traffic control system is affecting our workforce. These are just all memos of the obvious. Confirming the controllers were on leave following the incident, the FAA said it could not quickly replace them. No kidding. And these people that are air traffic controllers, they have how many tens of thousands of people's lives that they're, in charge of, basically.
Isn't it
every day?
Don't they have pretty strict rules on getting into that industry? That's job specific.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's not a higher paying job. That ought to be a $250,000 a year job with supply and demand. I'm shocked. What's it pay? $100,000?
Let me look.
I think I'll drive the 23 hours to Newark.
No, this can't be right.
Turn around. Are they making 80? No, more than that. What?
Air traffic controllers in Madison earn an average salary of $50,000 a year.
It's harder to believe.
With hourly wages around $24.
Wow.
Top earners can make about $80,000.
No wonder nobody.
Entry level controllers might start around $30 an hour. Let's see. It says here, smaller, less busy airports make less money, obviously.
Toe tops, dude.
The number can swing from roughly 70,000 to 180,000, contingent on various factors. Now let's see. To become an air traffic controller, you need a combination of education, training, and experience. You typically need an associate's or bachelor's degree, and then undergo rigorous training at the FAA Academy, followed by on-the-job training. Additionally, you got to be a U.S. citizen under 31 years old and pass various medical and psychological assessments.
Yeah. Well, Musk didn't fire any air traffic controllers, I don't think. I think they've been hired. I just think people don't want to. I don't think it competes salary-wise.
You have to retire at age 56.
Is that right? Well,
Yeah.
there's that's very a lot of hoops.
Yeah.
For not that great of money.
Right. Oh, look, I can look at the occupational outlook.
Well, you need more money and a faster and higher process, and you got to let some 80-year-olds in there up in the tower. East.
That'll help.
Guy with an eye patch. All right, get in there. You just keep one eye on that runway. Just keep one good eye on that runway.
They said that they continue to train controllers who will eventually be assigned to this busy airspace.
Yeah.
Air traffic control operations at the airport have come under sustained criticism recently. Last week, United Airlines announced it was canceling 35 flights per day from its Newark schedule because the airport cannot handle the number of planes that are scheduled to operate there. In the past few days, on more than one occasion, technology that FAA air traffic controllers rely on to manage the airplanes coming in and out of Newark Airport failed, resulting in dozens of diverted flights, hundreds of delayed and canceled flights. Unbelievable. Issues were compounded because over 20% of FAA controllers walked off the job.
Yeah, I remember. Well, I think, did Musk, the transportation guys, Wisco dude, he was I forget his name.
Duffy?
Yeah, Duffy. He was Wisco. He was on a reality show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who hasn't been?
Well, right, at this point, that's nor here nor there. But anyways, yeah, it seems like we just fell behind, and now it's coming home to roost, huh? Like
it's almost like there's consequences for kicking the can down the road.
Too many hours, bad working hours, chaos, not enough pay, and not that interesting, I guess, anymore. Weird.
I guess they've been they're on track to hire 2,000 controllers this year.
Well, I saw
which still doesn't seem like enough.
Story last night that even the technology's out of date.
Right.
So
the whole system is.
The whole system.
Like our bridges are FUBAR.
Right.
Like the water pipes underneath a lot of towns. Like it's crazy. Where our infrastructure has been crumbling for decades.
Would you like to?
And eventually, it's going to catch up to us, y'all, and that's fine.
Right. So here's the new Newark landing routine coming back from. Fort Lauderdale. We're coming into the Newark airspace, getting ready to land as per routine. We're going to dump our fuel and give you all pillows. We'd like you to tuck. If there is a rolling sensation, grab the seat in front of you and hang on. Keep your what do they yell when the plane's going down?
Ahoy!
Olay! No. The only thing I know about crashing is in the movies.
Yeah, I can tell.
It's a tuck, roll. No, it was in Flight. What was she yelling?
I can't remember.
They do it in all the movies. Head down. Go to sleep.
What do they tell
don't
you?
Sue. Don't sue us.
Right.
Oh, they have a thing. Anyways.
I don't know. I can't remember what the
rolling into Newark, as per routine, we're going to dump our fuel in case of an emergency landing. If you'd like to make one last call to your loved ones, we're going to keep the Wi-Fi on for just a few more seconds. Thank you, and thank you for flying United. That was my sign-off squawk.
That's very, very well done.
Thank you.
Yeah. So there you go. I guess I wouldn't fly into Newark for a while. Duffy said he planned to unveil a plan on Thursday to seek billions of dollars from Congress to reform infrastructure and staffing. Good luck, homeboy.
Well, it's going to be, at this point, I think they said last night, we're 10 years away from all of this new stuff by the time you get it all in.
Right. Yeah, because things take time to implement.
I'll be driving to Florida with folks this year.
Unbelievable. Don't forget you need your real ID.
Yeah, I heard this morning that most states people are woefully behind on getting their real ID. I had a feeling. There was one state they said this morning, I can't remember where it was only like 17% of the residents had their real ID. Not good for you. Because you're not going to be flying anywhere.
I guess.
Can you use your passport in lieu with your old license?
In lieu, you can use your passport.
All right, then. Everything will be fine.
People, relax.
What a complete waste
We are killing it online. Have you guys checked the comments?
of cyberspace.
Smoke That Skin Wagon says, you guys are killing it.
The JJO Morning Show Podcast.
We're internet sensations.
Johnny and D, nowhere but JJO.
A woman in California called the police on a, quote, homeless man walking a baby. Ended up just being her neighbor and a bitch that needs to mind her own goddamn business. PC2. Jesus Christ.
Someone called the cops on me thinking that I was a homeless person with a baby.
Stop.
So the cop needs to see my ID. So she followed me home when I was walking the baby.
You give him trouble about this for the rest of your guys' life.
It was just hilarious.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
you were going for a walk or something?
Yeah, I mean, I do it like every, like,
I mean,
3
you are
times a
wearing your
day.
slippers.
This lady lives, I think, a street over. She saw you. She got worried, so she followed you, and then saw you walked in.
That's so funny.
Wow. Are we? She got something to do. Yeah, like Price is Right is on. Family Feud.
I just can't.
What's her name's on at 2:00?
With a newborn in the family, he often takes his daughter on walks around the neighborhood and admits to sometimes looking a little disheveled.
Totally against the law.
This is what he looks like. He looks like a hippie dude. I mean, come on now.
So that's the guy that got the call.
Yeah.
Wow.
He does not look homeless. I mean, he's very clean.
Yeah.
That's the cleanest homeless person I've ever seen. Oh, my God. What? People need to mind their own effing business. Holy crap. And not to mention that's in California. Like every other dude in California looks just like that guy.
Yeah, for sure.
He's got blonde hair, man bun, beard.
Right.
Wearing Kurt Cobain clothes. And hey, dudes, it's a 20-something with a child. Okay.
It's a hipster with a man bun.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
People. I don't understand that sometimes.
I don't either. Is it because
There should be a charge for the police call.
she should have to pay?
Yep.
Is it because, and that's just because I hate her.
Do the cops go
based on
over
that
to
one
the
interaction.
nosy Nancy
Neighbors? Right.
and then say, "Look, bitch."
Hey, we need you to just mind your own effing business.
Stop looking out the window. Scary stuff out there.
Yeah. Cute little family. They're all a bunch of blondes hanging out together.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
that looks like a typical 30-year-old.
Right, totally.
To me, yeah, there's nothing unusual about that at all.
He said he was a little embarrassed.
And by the way, you just take a baby and then just start walking. I mean, that's your plan. You know,
yeah.
like he's not in a rush. I mean,
yeah.
you're gonna slow
if
roll
he
this.
stole the baby, he'd be running with it.
Slow roll this kidnapping.
Right.
Wave goodbye to mommy. She's never gonna see her again. And there she goes.
So he had on one of those like baby carriers or whatever.
Yeah.
How dumb.
So bizarre.
Yeah. That's.
But I would like to hear the conversation the cop had with the lady that called it.
I would.
That would be more interesting to me if the cop was actually like, "Look, lady, this is where this ends right here."
He was wearing his Patagonia jacket.
Yeah.
Which is,
he was scruffy. He was a little scruffy.
He isn't. He's an artist. He's a painter. So
yeah, right.
Whatever.
Well, what's the phrase? If you see something, say something.
He never received an apology from the neighbor who called
Now,
police.
If he would have had a baseball cap on, it would have been nothing. It would have been a nothing burger.
Right.
Right. It was his frizzy hair that gave it away.
Though he is unsure of the neighbor's identity, he did notice her sitting in a car across from his house while he was speaking to the officer. Oh, my God. He's like, I'm kind of hoping to see her and just be like, hi, I'm your neighbor and I'm not homeless.
Oh, I would walk by her house every day going, kidnapped another baby.
Oh, my God. I would be such an asshole about it.
A bunch of babies that aren't mine.
But he's a better person than we are because he's like, I would like to use it as an opportunity to get to know my neighbor and be thankful she's looking out for our kids in her neighborhood.
I would go egg her house at
rather
midnight.
than turning it into a divisive thing. Well, and me and you would be like, you bitch.
Just screaming in front of her house. You and 3 friends with protest signs. Stay out of my family's business.
Oh, my God.
That is so crazy.
It is. Imagine.
This is how those neighbor feuds start, where people live next to each other.
Oh, my God.
The Hatfields and McCoy type thing.
Yeah.
But it's like this guy, if he wanted to be a dick, could just wait for her to go for a walk and call the cops and say, this lady is walking up to say something, anything.
Right.
You know,
she's suspicious.
Yeah, suspicious. Strange. You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your neighbors.
To have the time.
Yeah, to have the time.
Jesus,
you know what I'm saying?
Get a hobby.
Take a nap, lady. Watch some television.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
It's okay.
She's profiling the hippies.
They keep, that saying, they're like, oh, it takes all kinds.
Yeah.
I don't think it does. I think that we could function just fine without people like that lady. You know what I'm saying? Does it take all kinds?
How close did they live together, or close to each other? Did it give any other detail?
Let's see. He says he doesn't know for sure which neighbor it is and where she lives, but he did see the woman in the car.
Yeah, because I'm just
street behind their house.
Yeah,
so he was behind their house. Yeah.
Yeah, street behind your house, and if you're backed up to each other, life on that street has nothing to do with you. What are you doing over there?
Right. Why do
worry
you
about what's in front of you?
Right.
You worry about the weirdos in front of your house, not behind your house. The other people will take care of that because they know each other.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane. Literally, stay in your lane.
What did she think? Did she think a homeless dude took a baby?
It's my homeless babysitting service.
Uncle Rodney's homeless babysitting service.
It's going to snuggle up in my beard. It's going to be great.
Oh, no.
Weirdest stuff ever.
Yeah.
So that's...
nosy-ass people.
It's kind of a Karen...
Oh, yeah.
That's a total full-blown Karen.
Yeah.
Full-blown Karen. Not even in her hood, full-blown Karen.
How do you not?
A street over, if your house backs up, really is of no concern to you, really, over there, is it? What goes on?
No, I mean, he walked in front of her house, though.
Yeah, okay.
But then she called the cops and drove to go see the interaction.
Yeah.
So,
got her phone out. Yeah, I'm gonna bust. Let me light another cigarette. I know everything that goes on in my neighborhood. I know. I a couple of weeks ago, some black people down at the end of the block. I got an eye on them too. I'm gonna go chase that house of hide the weed.
yeah.
And then there's a little Hispanic couple, a little brown people. I'm watching them.
She's going to lose her mind.
So, and then there's an interracial couple. Don't even get me started. Where does a black man even talk to a white woman? How does that happen? He's got loafers on. She's got heels. How does that conversation even start? I need another cigarette.
We thought uploading to the cloud was something completely different. The JJO Morning Show Podcast. Johnny and D, JJO.
My Lord.
Love the Lord. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I love the Lord.
Right.
And if loving the Lord is wrong,
I don't want to be right.
Mr. Randall Watson.
That boy good.
Yeah, good if good's bad.
All right. 51-year-old man walked into an unlocked church in Pennsylvania last month and was wandering around the building. He looked through a lost and found box and then approached a pedestal containing holy water and...
Oh, man.
He peed in it. You're going to be all right. It's so bad.
Well, it's better than number 2.
It is.
I mean, the answer is always it's better than number 2, no matter what it is.
Yeah. Think about who's got to clean that up. Nice person has to clean that up.
So then he was going to go to church, you think, and watch people
dab with it?
Yeah, dab with it. They don't drink that. That's the wine, right?
No, they're just going to have his essence of pee.
Yeah, the essence of pee.
What do they call it? Genuflect, right? Is that what it is?
I don't know. Is that a band or
Genuflect tonight. The church caught the act on camera and called the police. They were able to identify the man as Jesse Sokol, thanks to his previous booking photos. Jesse's being charged with intentional desecration of a venerated object, which is a second-degree misdemeanor. His rap sheet also includes convictions for theft, criminal trespass, reckless driving, disorderly conduct, driving without a license. He was convicted in 2014 of indecent assault without consent. So, I mean, he's just...
Yeah.
He looked crazy. So... Holy moly.
Holy urine. It would be,
Well, I'm glad they caught it on camera before, they had like the women's frigging Bible study and everyone went in there and rubbed his urine all over themselves.
What if it would have turned to wine? Would that have made him?
That would have changed the whole story.
Then we would have had a happier ending.
We'd be reevaluating.
He is among us.
Jesse, who looks
He's
crazy.
Got his wang out, but he's among us.
Yeah.
Well, how would you deal with that?
Well, now I guess if he turned urine into wine, we have to reevaluate everything.
Well, number one, we're going to drop the charges. Because I think that guy could vaporize us with a wave of his hand. See how it changes?
So quickly.
Yeah, so
One
quickly.
Small detail.
Right. Details. Oh, stupid. So stupid.
So stupid.
So stupid.
That's not gonna go well for you.
He peed in it.
Oh, you want
That's
that
one of my favorite drops, and I don't even know why. It's just so random.
I skipped it because I was like, I thought it was
That's all right.
overplayed, but I'll play it for you.
This guy peed on it.
Are you happy now?
You could have just played that. We could have walked away. Just walk away.
Okay. All right. So the toughest jobs in America list is out.
Toughest jobs.
Air traffic controller is on here, by the way.
Yeah.
Going with our earlier story.
Yeah.
Somebody, I don't know who, asked 2,000 people what the toughest job in America is. Half the folks polled were trade workers, plumbers, electricians. So those were the types of jobs that the poll person had in mind.
Sea welder.
No.
What?
No.
Does it have to be here? In Wisconsin?
No, toughest jobs in America.
Oh.
Do you want to take a guess? Here, why don't you take a few guesses? I'll let you know if you get any in the top.
Tuna fisherman.
Not in the top 10.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Paul, you want to take a crack at it? Oh, I know.
Audio installer.
No, you didn't make the list, Paul.
I thought Paul was going to say pleasing my wife, but no. Toughest jobs in America. Geez, I don't know. You know what I watched last night on this stupid National Geographic thing, whatever it was? Do you remember the Fatberg in London?
Yeah.
Did you ever watch how they cleaned that out?
No.
And it took them 3 months to clean by hand. Back in the day, whenever tens of thousands of people died because everybody getting sick, they dump their poo. They just pee in the ocean and in the city water or whatever. And there was no sewer system in London until they dug it out and they put in this massive sewer system. It was one of the great eighth wonder of the world, and they still use it.
Yeah.
They just update it a little bit when it cracks. Anyways, this over 100 years, this Fatberg developed. It was poop, pee, shampoo, whatever you dump down
Oils.
there. Oils.
That congealed.
Bottles. It turned into this hard gel.
Baby wipes.
And they were down there looking around.
Tampons.
Yes, all of these things. Condoms, all of these things. And they were down there, and they go down there, and they got to eyeball it to see if there's ever any problems, because that's how they monitor it. There's a whole crew that does it. And they were going through one of the tunnels, and they came up, and the guy looked at his schematics, and he goes, there shouldn't be a wall here. He goes, did they do something? Because it looked like a wall where the Fatberg stopped.
Yeah.
And they didn't know what it was.
Right.
And they started feeling it and pulling bottles and syringes and stuff. He goes, oh my God. If this bursts, the whole city's going to be FUBAR. And we're going to kill all these people again. They had to go down there. An army of men took 3 months by bucket, by hand and chisel, to take the Fatberg out. And there were hunks of congealed body fluids, you name it. It was stuck in the Fatberg.
That's so terrible.
It was sickening to watch. Imagine and they were in full astronaut gear down there. The whole thing. If that ever comes on, watch it.
I will watch it.
They'll make you sick to your stomach.
That's fascinating.
It is fascinating. And it was 800 feet long, the Fatberg that got stuck. It just started somewhere with a plug.
Right.
And then it backed.
Well, it's like plaque on your arteries. It just slowly builds over time.
Right.
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 And then And I'm sure once those flushable wipes,
Yes.
which are not flushable,
Yes.
no matter what they say on the package. My God.
She's a stickler for the detail.
Those, I'm sure, probably accelerated it.
I would say that would be the worst, hardest, crappiest job in the world. But anyways, that's nor here nor there. Toughest job in America. That's my all-time. That's my all-time. That makes my number one all-time list.
And where was that?
London.
Right
under
That's not even in America.
downtown London. I'm just saying, in the world, that had to be the number one job I would not want to do.
Right, yeah, that
Bucket
sounds terrible.
hauling your poo stuck in a congealed,
that's more than just that.
in a congealed poop cake.
Yeah, my little poop cake. No.
All right. Let's see. Number one job in America.
Toughest job.
Toughest job in
Toughest
America.
job.
Not logging. I'm trying to think. Changing a light bulb on top of the towers. Well, commercial fishing, but I don't think that's an ocean. You don't consider that an ocean. Iron worker up on top of a.
No.
Not top 10?
Man, you're just not doing well.
Well, I'm not even trying yet. I'm just spitballing.
Oh.
I haven't even started yet. Oil rigs.
Number 10. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Beat that, Paul. Okay, if you don't beat it, you owe me $1. You get one guess, or you owe me $1.
You got 35 guesses. How does that work?
Well, the first guy out, Paul, you get 2 guesses.
Retail sales.
Oh, my God. That should be on the list. It is not. Coming in number 1 at the toughest job in America, according to these 2,000 people polled, firefighter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. That makes sense.
Followed by construction worker. Which if you're ever on the interstate when they're pulling barrels, you understand why. Military. And then doctor in at number 4. Followed by police officer and EMT. And then astronaut, but Katy Perry.
You guys, I have a flower, and here's my set list. And I'm a horrible dancer. But I did it for humanity. Why is a doctor so dangerous?
It's toughest job.
Oh, toughest job.
It's not dangerous. It's toughest job.
I flip those two.
Yeah.
Toughest. Why is it tough, though?
I don't know. Probably because you're having to deal with insurance companies limiting your time with patients and then stress. It sure does seem, from my experience, that some of them care more than others.
No, I would have just said tough, more like an EMT, not a doctor.
Yeah,
I
EMT's on the list.
Well, okay,
yeah,
sure. All right.
It should be. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Where was I at? Farmer.
Oh, yeah, there
Number
you go.
8, air traffic controller, and oil worker, rounding up the top 10. But my nurse ladies, don't worry, you were number 11. I'm sure we will. And men. The nurse is out there, too. I can't forget you. But, yeah, I'm sure that should be pumped up the list. Why is astronaut on the list? Because they were trapped in space for 9 months? Is that why it made the list, you think?
Probably the training to get there.
Yeah.
Is there a job title called that's dangerous and tough called cost-cutting analyst working for the Dark Lord?
No. Okay. No, it's not on the list.
All right.
What about radio personality?
No. No, working with Johnny Danger, nowhere to be found on the list.
Oh, you're in danger every day.
Ew.
From my Guatemalan niece.
That's a list of its own.
Dude, save me, Paul.
I could.
Not a job?
At any time I wanted, I could snap your neck like a twig.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, at some mornings I wish you would. It'd be easier than listening to you ramble on.
Dumbing down your smartphone. One podcast at a time. Listen, rate, and subscribe to the JJO Morning Show podcast. Get up with Johnny and D. JJO.
National Teacher Day.
Good morning, class. It is National Teacher Day.
Are you my teacher?
National Teacher Day has been around since 1953.
Recognizing the hard work and dedication of our teachers.
She's everybody's favorite teacher.
The teachers here are teachers here because they actually love children.
Happy National Teacher Day.
Showtime.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, dude.
Perfection.
Do you have a teacher that you would like to thank for your massive success in life?
I remember the first teacher I wanted to bone.
Wow.
I was in the 8th grade. It was my English teacher. She was like a cougar and wore ridiculously short skirts and high heels. And it was... Whew. I was hot for teacher. I didn't even know it.
Short skirts, like knee length?
Correct. 8th grader's dream.
Right. Totally.
It's like my mom doesn't wear those. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Right on.
Anyways, how about you?
I had a few different teachers that were incredible. Mr. Woppert, Mr. Showen, fantastic. Yeah, I don't know. Good stuff. It is also, there's a lot going on today. International No Diet Day.
You know what teacher I think the first teacher I'm like, whoa, that made me go, whoa, was Mr. Schmidt. He was the one, he was our debate speech teacher, and he was dating one of our high school.
There's always one of those.
Remember that I told you about Mr. Schmidt, but he'd throw these just total parties at his house in his basement. And we were over there. We were like sophomore over at his house drinking. It was ridiculous. Yeah.
Reflecting as an adult, do you see anything weird about that?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. That's but I was in high school. I mean, it's not like it was too weird. He didn't recruit me. We were going over there because, he was the women's basketball coach, but he used to be our freshman basketball coach. So he was totally cool, clearly. And, it was just a scandal, and it was great. We'd be over there mixing drinks in his basement. It was amazing. This is back in the day.
I know, but I'm just struggling.
Don't even
think
struggle.
about why a 30-year-old would want to hang out with high schoolers.
Because we're cool.
No, you're not.
Don't. It's fine. It was fine. Just a different time. It was totally cool.
Okay.
You can think whatever you want. Back in the day.
Show us balls.
I never whipped out my balls. It was fine.
Now let's you just drop them pants. Just take them right off.
Yeah, that was for her, not me. I don't know what went on after we left, but it was pretty crazy times, man. It was just very normal. I mean, it was a very small group of people that did that went over to his house. We did it a few times, but she was there. I mean, it was like nobody even really. It wasn't an issue. She was 18, and he was down the party, and so it was all cool.
Wow.
Wow, what?
Not a great endorsement for that gentleman.
Well, he might be dead. I have no idea. I mean, it's 81, whatever.
Yeah.
So
dating
but it seemed very
40-year-old.
Seemed very cool and normal. I didn't know otherwise.
Yeah. That's interesting. International No Diet Day as well.
You never drank with older people? I mean, that's all it is. Okay, he was a teacher.
Right. That's not all it is. It's a person of authority.
All right, we'll move on. We'll move on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The more you think about it, the worse it gets.
It wasn't worse, though. I guess I won't try to explain it. It was a very particular set of people that were cool enough to have the privilege of hanging out with the coach, which seemed like a really big deal back in the day. Which seemed like one of those things you didn't talk about. You just, hey, we're just going to go over to Coach Schmidt's house. He invited us over. It's cool. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
That's weird because as an adult, you usually want to hang out with other adults.
Right.
So there's a reason why other adults don't want to hang out with this gentleman.
There were other adults there that we didn't know who they were, but there were other adults there. Help me. Help me.
Also, National Nurses Day. I feel like nurses and teachers should each get their own day. Those are pretty dang important.
All right. I gotta throw a Johnny poll out here.
Oh no.
Anybody back in the day, did you ever party with your teacher? in any way off property, off school property? Was there after, whether it be a sporting event, do you ever go, I'll be specific, do you ever go back to his house and party? Like a team party?
And have drinks.
Well, we had drinks.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
you're so red flaggy.
Well, we're splitting hairs, aren't we?
No, we're not. I can't be the only person that sees this as a huge red flag.
I'm not saying it's not a red flag, but there was one. The only reason I was there is because my buddy Terry was there, and he was like the star athlete of the school. So it was like one of those. It was just one of those. Just be cool, keep your mouth shut, and you're going to go somewhere really cool. It was like a privilege to go to the coach's house and party. I'm not making this any better, am I?
No.
No. All right, let me see if I got a taker here. Hello? Hello?
Hey, was it one of those things where the parents trying to keep the kids safe by drinking with them instead of out and about driving and stuff?
I think my mom knew we were over at Coach Schmidt's. My mom knew the coach, and she was, my mom came to all my games and stuff. So,
because I was in high school towards the end of that, where it started to be taboo for parents to do that.
Right.
It was kind of
like your parents knew, and it was cool because you were coaches. So sure, I see what you're. Yeah, maybe a little bit of that. Thanks. Yeah, maybe. I'm just saying that in 80, 81, man, it was just none of this stuff.
I know, but do you know
people?
All of this stuff is like grooming behavior. Like
I wasn't groomed.
No, right? You weren't, but you don't know what was happening with anybody else.
Okay.
But you invite kids over to your house.
Yeah.
You make them think it's cool, and they're part of an exclusive club.
Well, it was more like,
and you have to keep your mouth shut, or we can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And you ply them with booze.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And then it's just laying groundwork.
I see how it could be that way. But it was more like a celebratory thing with us. And having bet on the team together. And it wasn't the whole team. I never saw the whole team over there. It was a very small group of students drinking with the coach.
Mm-hmm.
This
is bad.
It's not bad. It wasn't bad. We were just partying and rocking out, and it was cool, man.
Dude, all the women are like, nope, dude. This is how all pedophile stories start.
I know, but if it's a guy thing, I feel like it's completely different if it's just a bunch of guys over there.
Well,
to me, it felt cool. I mean, if I would have saw something, I'm sure somebody would have said something, but it was just, we were over there for a couple hours, and then, boom, off to the next party,
Right.
So, maybe we're the exception. Who knows?
Well, and maybe something was happening that you don't know about.
And what made it super cool? You had a foosball table. It's like, whoa, dude.
Jesus, this guy just keeps getting points racked against him, man.
Booze, foosball, underage. Okay. All right, tell me about partying with the coach.
Well, it's not partying with the coach, but it's the same idea.
Yeah.
So hanging out with, 18, 19-year-olds at 13, right? We thought we were cool. We thought these people were cool. Just like
right.
I ended up pregnant at a kid at 15 with said, father who was 18 going 19 at the time, and realizing at 45 years old that's, essentially rape.
Right.
So there's that.
Yeah. When you're young,
13, dude, we were 16 and 17 years old. I hear what you're saying, though. I understand.
It's just that grooming, that behavior.
Yeah.
So that seems very similar, but never hung out with the coach. Sorry.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, thank you for calling. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hello. Did you party with the coach?
Hey, Johnny, did you ever get real dizzy and then wake up and your pants were at your ankle?
I did once at the Club Tavern in 2012, but that was a whole different thing after we won the volleyball. No, I did not. Everything was on the up and up. It was cool. All right, thanks. And he played cool music. I mean, 80, what were we jamming to? Journey, The Who, Blondie. Yeah, man. Yeah, it was cool. Quiet Riot. It was a cool party. But we weren't even there that long.
Yeah.
All right. Did you party with the coach?
Hey, I think partying with the coach is the root of why you get roofied every time.
Yeah. There you go. A flashback. I know this feeling. I know what's happening. It's happening. On that happy note, all right, wrap it up. I gotta go. That's enough of this. Hello.
Hey, biatch. To me, it sounds like, come here, little girl, I got a lollipop.
Dude, you know? And like, you might, this is like textbook stuff, but I wonder what happened. I know your butthole was okay, but everybody's butthole might not have been okay.
Well, it was just a respect thing with Mr. Schmidt. It was just cool. He was just like the cool teacher, and you can call that whatever you want. I'm sure there's a psychological label for it, but I'm just saying he was the cool coach.
Yeah. That
everybody, he was the cool guy in our debate class. Mm-hmm. He's the guy that told me, he'd always laugh. He said, Jesus, he goes, you're not even that smart, but you never shut up. He told me that was his diagnosis of me. He goes, I'll give you this. You never stop talking. He goes, that's amazing. That's a gift.
It's your gift. It's everybody else's curse. Yeah.
But he was like the cool uncle. I don't know what to tell you. But it turned out fine for us, and it was a neat experience and something I'll always remember. It was cool at that age. He was like a rock star in school, kind of a little bit the cool dude, and so to do that was kind of a neat thing with the guys. But anyway, there was not. If you went over with a girlfriend, that was fine. But that's that. Everything turned out okay.
I need to go take a shower.
Weird. I think you're overthinking it, but that's all right. That's fine.
I don't think that happens as much anymore.
I guarantee it doesn't. Yeah, that's why I say put it in context.
I know, but
100%, 100%.
I think we've gotten privy to.
But you would give me the fact that in the 70s, in the 80s, that probably wasn't unheard of. I mean,
that's also how these people got away with it.
We had a guy that our shop teacher in the 7th grade. He was like a Vietnam veteran stoner dude, lived like 3 blocks from the high school. We'd go over to his house. A couple of my buddies smoked, but he had a shop. He was our shop teacher. And he showed us some of his projects and stuff. We'd hang out with him. I don't think we were drinking over at his house. You don't want to mix drinking and power table saws and whatnot. But it's different time.
Yeah,
different feel.
I think we figured out why Terry's disappeared.
That I can't account for. I can just speak for myself and what I saw. Terry may have never left that basement. That may explain it.
Oh, no.
The JJO Morning Show podcast with Johnny and D. Listen, rate, subscribe. Catch a new show every Monday through Friday, 6 till 10 a.m. on 94.1 JJO or streaming anywhere in the JJO app. Johnny and D, nowhere but JJO.